You know that feeling, right? There's a huge deadline breathing down your neck, and for some reason you find yourself doing anything but the task at hand? Well, that's procrastination. Today, we're not just going to talk about why we do it, we're going to build a practical toolkit to help you finally push through and get things done.
I mean, does this feel familiar? You've got that big report, that crucial email, that project you absolutely have to finish. And yet, suddenly, you're deep cleaning the kitchen grout, or maybe you've become a world-renowned expert on the migratory patterns of Arctic terns. You are so not alone. This is the classic signature move of procrastination.
But here's the thing, and this is probably the most important shift in perspective you can have. Procrastination, it isn't about being lazy. It's not a lack of self-control. It's an emotional reaction. See, when a task makes us feel anxious or bored or just plain overwhelmed, our brain's defense mechanism is to avoid that bad feeling. So the key isn't to fight some imaginary character flaw. It's to learn how to manage our emotions. And that's exactly what we're going to start doing right now. So, how do we handle that first big wave of, I just don't want to? Well, we start with the first aid kit. Think of these as simple, immediate strategies designed for one thing and one thing only, to get you started and build that momentum you so desperately need. The first tool in our kit is all about reframing. Thinking, finish the entire report. Wow, that's terrifying, right? It's huge, it's vague. But what about just write 200 words? That feels concrete. That's something you can probably knock out in 15 minutes. The secret here is to break down these intimidating monsters into tiny, manageable little pets. And hey, if even that feels like too much, we can shrink the task even more. And that brings us to our second tool, the 2-minute rule. The idea is so simple. Just find any part of the task that takes less than 2 minutes to start. Open the document, put on your running shoes, read the very first paragraph. You know, the hardest part of any journey is that first step. And this makes that first step laughably easy. Okay, so you've started. Awesome. But how do you stay in motion without completely burning out? Well, enter the Pomodoro Technique. It's absolutely brilliant in its simplicity. You just focus, super intensely, on one task for 25 minutes. When that timer rings, you have to take a 5-minute break. No cheating. After 4 rounds of that, you get a longer break. It creates this powerful rhythm of work and rest that really helps prevent burnout. So we have tools for getting started, but, just doing things isn't really enough. We've got to make sure we're doing the right things. And that's where we move from first aid to long-term strategy with our strategic blueprint. This is the Eisenhower Matrix, and it is such a powerful tool for cutting through all the noise. It forces you to ask 2 super simple questions for any task. Is it urgent and is it important? If it's urgent and important, like a client crisis, you do it now. If it's important but not urgent, like planning for next quarter, you decide when to do it. You schedule it. Urgent but not important stuff, like a lot of emails, try to delegate it. And if it's neither urgent nor important, you just delete it. It's such a liberating way to focus your energy where it actually counts. And for those really important, not so urgent tasks, we need a crystal clear plan of attack. That's where SMART goals come in. A vague goal, like get in shape, is just a recipe for procrastination. But a SMART goal, like go to the gym 3 times a week for 45 minutes for the next month, is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It turns a fuzzy wish into a concrete roadmap that you can actually follow. Okay, we can start and we can plan. But how do we build a system that prevents procrastination from just creeping back in and taking over again? Well, that brings us to our final section, building a sustainable system by mastering your mind and your environment. All right, here is a mantra every procrastinator needs to tattoo on their brain: progress over perfection. Perfectionism is a total trap. It's that little voice that says, don't start until you can do it perfectly, which, let's be honest, usually means you never start at all. Aiming for good enough is infinitely more productive than waiting for some flawless moment that is never, ever going to arrive. Your brain takes cues from your environment. Seriously, if your phone is buzzing and your desk is a total mess, your brain gets the signal that it's okay to be distracted. You have to be intentional about this. Turn off those non-essential notifications. Use a website blocker if you have to, and design a clean, dedicated workspace that tells your brain, hey, when we are here, we focus. And finally, this might just be the most important point of all. Practice self-compassion. You are going to slip up. You will procrastinate again. It happens. But the real danger isn't the slip-up. It's the guilt spiral that follows.
Beating yourself up just creates more of those negative feelings you were trying to avoid in the first place. The solution? Forgive yourself and just restart. Simple as that. So let's just boil it all down to 3 key takeaways. Number 1, remember, you're dealing with an emotional reaction, not a character flaw, so be kind to yourself. Number 2, the secret to getting over that initial hurdle is to make the first step ridiculously, unbelievably small. And number 3, let go of perfectionism. Done is always, always better than perfect. So I'll leave you with this final, empowering question. Don't think about the huge mountain you have to climb tomorrow. Just focus on right now. What is one small, simple, 2-minute task you can do today to get the ball rolling? Thank you for joining this explainer.